Hey Year 8s, we are up to area of a circle, exercise 4E. So I'll let you copy down the notes, and again there's not many notes for this one. Leave a space for each exercise, each example I mean. Alrighty, so I have my calculator for this one, but I'm using my phone. You are not allowed to use your phones for that, but at home you can do what you want, I don't really care. So, area of the circle, as we know there's our circle and that is called the radius. From the centre to anywhere around that circumference is called the radius. The formula for the area of the circle is area equals pi times, the times in there, r squared. R squared means r times r. Do not say 2r, it is not right. R times r. Alright, let's do an example. Find the area of this circle. And of course I'm not going to give you the radius because then it's just a matter of substituting in. What do you notice about 8? 8 is not the radius, it's the diameter. So let's write down here the radius, it's half of that, which is 4 metres. So all we do is substitute that radius into our formula. Area equals pi times 4 squared. And see how I set it out nicely down the page? Area equals pi times 4 squared is 16. You can put that in your calculator if you're not sure. And now I'm going to get my calculator out. Oh, my phone just went off. Okay. So now we just go 16 times pi. 16 times pi. So pi is on your calculator, it's just a button you press. And I get 50.2654. And we're going to round them all to 2 decimal places. Make sure you read the question, but generally at the start of a test it will say round everything to 2 decimal places. So if we round it, chop it off there, so we get 50.27. And the units here are metres squared. Okay, so that wasn't too hard. All you had to do was find the radius first. Alrighty, let's look at the next question. Find the area of this. This time it's not a circle, it's a semicircle. So the formula, area equals pi r squared, finds the area of a whole circle. So in the end we're going to have to divide it by 2. So let's start. So we know the radius is 6 centimetres. See? That there, that's our whole circle, goes around like that. That's the diameter, the radius is 6. So my area is pi r squared, so pi times 6 squared. Chuck that straight into our calculator. My calculator's turned off. Okay, so 6 squared is, oops, there we go. So 36 times pi. And I get 113.0973. Okay, if the question said do it to 2 decimal places, I have written to 4 decimal places because in my workings out, make it to more decimal places so it'll actually be accurate. So that is the area of a whole circle. Make sure you know what you're working out. We have half a circle or a semicircle, so we need to divide this answer by 2. So the area of the semicircle is that divided by 2, and my problem with using a phone is that it turns off all the time. Divided by 2 equals, and I get 56.5486, rounded to 2 decimal places, 56.55. And the units are centimetres squared. And there's our answer. So I'll just go over it one more time. Find the radius, find the area of a whole circle, pi times 6 squared. There's the area of a whole circle. Divide it by 2 because we've got half a circle, and there's your answer, round it off. Let's do our last little question. Find the area. Now this time it's a quarter of a circle. So, and the radius is given this time because that's 3. There's the centre of the circle. If you can imagine there's our circle around there. So the area equals pi r squared, pi times 3 squared, which is just 9 times pi. So again I use my trusty calculator. So 9 times pi equals, and I get 28.2743. Now that's the area of a whole circle. So we need to divide that by 4 this time. So divide by 4 equals, and we get 7.068. Round to 2 decimal places, 7.07 centimetres squared. So I should write here, area of quarter circle. Just make it clear what you're working out. So have your setting out nice and clear. There's the area of a whole circle of divided by 4, and there's my answer, area of a quarter of a circle. And let's do one more. This is working backwards again, I believe. Yep, so a little bit harder. Again, it says find the radius. So we're trying to find the radius this time if the area is 30 centimetres squared. I just made this question up, but it's good if you can have a go and try and work it out. So, there's our formula, area equals pi r squared. The area is 30, and we're finding the radius. Pi is just a number on your calculator, times r squared. So the first step is we divide both sides by pi. So we get 30 divided by pi, I'll put that in on my calculator. 30 divided by pi equals, so r squared is equal to 9.549. And how do we get r by itself? We have to square root both sides. So to square root this number, we go square root, oops, let me just, problem with the phone, hey. Square root 9.549, and I get 3.09. To two decimal places, it's 3.09, and the units are centimetres. So see there everyone, write the formula out, substitute the value that we know, which is area is 30, work backwards to find the value of r, and round it to two decimal places, and there you have it. So there's the exercise for 4E everyone, 1 to 4, every second question. Now I've written here, use pi on the calculator. So in your textbook, sometimes they say, use pi, estimate it as 22 over 7, or estimate it as 3.14, because that's roughly what pi is. I do not want you to do that, ignore what the book says, I just want you to use pi on your calculator. So just press the pi button on your calculator each time, and you'll get a more accurate answer. So when you check your answers, they might be slightly different from the textbook, but you're actually more accurate. And 6 to 11 all. So have fun, hopefully you enjoyed that lesson. Make sure you do your homework and smash that like button.